Hello, true believers. Time to do another unboxing. But before we get to the unboxing, let me give you a brief history on what Hero uses for his running. And when started getting into running again, I mean, he's always been into running, but he wasn't as serious as before. We were just kind of using it as exercise, as additional supplemental exercise to his football. But when he started taking it more seriously, we went with these Boston 12s. And he liked them, he enjoyed them. He did his fitness test with this, and it served its purpose. And we love the color. Wear it with a pair of black socks. And not only does he run well, not only does he run good, he looks good. Also, I always say you can't run good if you don't look good. And like Billy Crystal always used to say, it's always better to look good than to feel good. But if you can do both, then more power to you. Then his Boston 12s, so after he's used these for a while, we decided he was getting more serious with his running. We decided to get him the Adios Pro 3, Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 3. And this has Light Strike Pro. They both have Light Strike Pro. Yeah. The big difference between this one and this one is the rods that go inside. See these rods? These are just fiberglass rods. So their energy return is not as stiff. So these are made out of carbon fiber, versus this one this one's just fiberglass, so it's not as stiff, less energy return, versus this one is made out of carbon fiber. So these are carbon fiber rods, and these ones are way stiffer, as you can see. So this one has more energy return, and Hero loves wearing these. They're comfortable, they're very cushiony, they absorb a lot of shock. So he was enjoying these a lot, and he was using these for long distances. He was going up, before we just go 5-6 miles, then he started going up to higher miles, which is 10 to 11 to 13 miles. So after that, the next thing is the AlphaFly 3s came out. And at first, it was a concern because these had such high energy return that to use these properly and effectively, you had to run at a faster pace versus this one. So he was using these for shorter distances, and then this one for longer distances. For 1 mile sprints, half-mile sprints, this is what he was using it for. And then he was using these for longer distance. Eventually, he got used to these where he could actually run 13 miles on it. So last time he ran, he decided to just wear these. And the first 3 miles, he says it's uncomfortable. But after he gets warmed up and breaks them in and gets used to the pace that this thing is comfortable at, then it wasn't painful to wear anymore. So he can actually run a full marathon with this. But if he's had for example, he's done boxing or he's done swimming and he's tired and he just wants to have a leisurely run versus a fast run, then he'll use these because they're less stressful running with. But if he's fully rested and he wants to do a long distance and he's not tired, then he'll use these. If for leisurely, he'll use these. For if he wants to do a quick pace, long distance, he'll use this. So he loves them both. He still wears both. Like I said, for leisurely days and for competitive days, this is what he'll use. And loves the color, loves the look, loves how light it is. So that's why this brings us to eventually I'm gonna I should do a video of Adios Pro 3s versus AlphaFly 3s, because they're the main competitors of each other. But let's go ahead, and now that you've got a brief history, let's get to the unboxing. So first of all, I'd like to thank our sponsors for coming through with this for Hero, especially for Christmas. So he loves the AlphaFly 3s. So when this became available in the Philippines, we had to get it right away, because these sell out so fast. If you don't get them within the first month, then you're going to be SOL. So thank you very much to our sponsors. Let's take a look at what it says on the side here. Air Zoom AlphaFly Next Percent 3 PRM. I don't know what PRM stands for, but in size 12, and here's the colors: white with habanero red and black. And no further ado, let's get to the box. The rest of the box here is, as you can see, it's not Nike running, it's Nike racing. So you can fill that out if you want. But the box came delivered. The box is clean with no damage to it. Maybe there's a little one there, but other than that, the box is perfect. And the first thing you'll see is the shoe bag, and it'll say on one side string bag Nike Racing on it. Little swoosh in the middle, and it's a nice soft texture to it, not like the regular nylon ones. And on the other side it'll say the Nike logo with this Japanese lettering. From what I understand, it stands for EKIDEN, which is a big, huge marathon running program in Japan. You'd have to look it up if you want more details. But the string bag is a nice touch, especially if you're spending this amount of money. So over here is the paper wrap. It's got numbers on it, some kind of time. So 1 hour, 1 minute and 59 seconds to finish your race. And I don't know if this is a big deal over here. So it's inspected by 24-2. So the box is nice and solid. Let's go take a look at the shoe itself, and ta-da! Check it out. So I'm just using natural daylight so you can see. I've got like some light behind me, but it's kind of overcast. But I wanted to show you what it looks like in natural daylight so you can appreciate what it looks like when you actually get it, versus if you get some artificial lighting, then you don't know exactly what color you're getting. But the color is very beautiful. The design is spectacular. You can't go wrong with flames. And this red, yellow, orange. So this is what it looks like in natural overcast light. So I wanted to get this video out as soon as I can. We got this like yesterday delivered, and there's not a lot of unboxing reviews on it. So I wanted to get this out to show that it is available here in the Philippines. It'll take probably 3 or 4 days to get delivered. And here you go. First thing I notice about it, of course, it's light, just like his AlphaFly 3s. I don't know what that color really is, but like I said, he loves running in these so much. He's going to use this next month for his fitness test. They're gonna do timed runs, and this is actually the one he's gonna use. I don't know when he's gonna use this. Maybe he'll use it for special occasions, because we were trying to keep this one as clean as possible, and we've been doing a pretty good job. We weren't running with it in the rain, and we made sure that the conditions, there's no mud, there's no dirt conditions on the road, so we kept it pretty clean, and I'd wipe it right afterwards. And you could see it's gotten a lot of wear, especially over here on this side, on the outer side, because that's where he rolls, and there's definitely some wear there. Other than that, it's pretty good. So it still looks pretty good, nice and clean. And we could probably use these more now that we got these. So these are his for heavy use, and this is for special occasions. Love the color, can't go wrong with white. Match it with some white socks. So let's take a look at it. in detail here. Let me get out of the light here. So first thing you'll notice on the side here, it says AlphaFly 3. And you can't, it's hard to see because it's dark in there, but that should say air zoom on it. It's kind of like a dark reddish orange. And compare it to this one, you could clearly see the air zoom on it versus this one, not so much. And if you're thinking of getting either the Vaporfly versus the AlphaFly, there's not that much price difference. I mean, we considered thinking of getting the Vaporfly, but since the price is about just a little bit more, we decided just to get another AlphaFly instead. But if you feel more comfortable with the Vaporfly, go ahead and get it. But for just a little bit more, might as well get the one with the air zoom on it. So let's keep taking a look. Inside, you got the EKIDEN inside the insole. You got, let's take a look at the tips of the shoelace over here. That's pretty cool. It's got this, looks like these racing, it looks like a checkered flag design on it. The other one doesn't have it. Oh yeah, it just has the Nike swoosh on it. And then of course these textured shoelaces, if you're not a big fan of them, you can always replace them. And it's not in holes, it's these tabs in here to keep it lock your foot in. And it's this light, I don't know what they call this, fly knit material. You got this little red swoosh right here, and check out the colors. It looks so good with these flames on it. You got the red going into orange, going into yellow. Same thing over here, yellow, red, orange, black. Very pretty. And then you got these checkered flag over here, Nike swoosh, and you got the Nike Zoom X over here on the other side. So let's take a look at the back. It's got the EKIDEN, nice red stripe down the line here. Stop blocking the light. There. Now let's look at the bottom, the sole. So as usual, it's got, I barely see that, but it's got the Nike, there's a big space here where it's got the Nike fly plate, and which goes all the way to the forefoot. So you can see that also. It's got air zoom right where the air pods are. So you land on this thing and it propulses you forward. So this carbon plate is what gives it the energy return. So you can push down on this thing and it will launch you forward every time it gets bent. So let's look at the other one. Let's look at the other. There. So if you want to compare this to this, one of the first things you'll notice is the Nike swoosh is less conspicuous. It's blended in with the flame design, so which is nice. So if you're not a big fan of this big swoosh right here with this cracked, where it just kind of has a different color and then goes in there and kind of dips in there. In the beginning, it was kind of bothering me, but it doesn't bother me more in person. We're just very happy with the performance of the shoe and the way it looks. We like the color. So if that bothers you, it's not a problem with this one because it blends in nicely. They designed it so you can barely see it. I mean, you don't even have it on this side. And you can barely notice it on this side if you're not paying attention from a distance. Over here, you'll see a mile away that that's a Nike swoosh. Over here, not so much. You have to take a second look to see the Nike swoosh design. So that looks really beautiful. And I want to see in this natural light here how the colors are going from yellow to orange to red, and the flames into this fly knit. And here's what it looks like in the front. So Hero's not here right now. He's visiting with his grandma before Christmas. So I'm gonna have to have him do an on feet on another video, but I wanted to get this unboxing done so people can see what they're gonna get. How does it look like in person? So if you're interested in it and you like it, you're serious about running, this is not for beginners. If you're a beginner, then go with the cheaper Boston 12s. They're on sale now. You could probably get them for like less than 200 bucks, because this gets expensive. You're talking about, I think, 15,000 pesos online. So if you're serious about your running, or you want to get serious about it, then yeah, absolutely pick one of these up while it's still available. There. But if you're not, then yeah, don't spend too much. But if you're going to be using it, he's going to be participating in a half marathon next month. It's his first half marathon, which is going to be 13 miles. It's going to be at the Mall of Asia, and he's definitely going to use the AlphaFly 3. Will he use this? Probably not. He'll probably use this one over here. For these, like I said, he's just going to use them for display and special occasions. I mean, it's so pretty, we're just probably going to put it on the shelf, just like his Sergio Ramos shoes. And just, we're not a collector. We're actually going to use them. We're probably going to try to, once these get too old and dirty and the cushioning is not as effective anymore, probably after 200-300 miles, we'll probably switch to these. But in the meantime, we're gonna beat these up and keep these pristine. So before, we were like trying to keep these as pristine as possible because we didn't have a backup. Now that we have a backup, we can abuse these as much as we want. Not that we're gonna go off-roading with it and start stepping on some mud puddles with this thing, but we're not, at least we have a backup pair just in case. So what he does is this is what he uses when it's raining and it's got mud puddles. So you can see it cleans up nicely. And when he's tired, long distances, when he's fresh and can take on a quicker pace. And this one is for display only, because look at how beautiful it is. It's art and engineering, form and function all in one. And if you enjoy running, then you'll enjoy these. Like I said, he finally, like last week or 2 weeks ago, he finally got used to them, running at a quicker pace. So what we used to do is we would run like 5 miles in this first, because at first he would only like run 2 or 3 miles. Then it got up to 5 miles, 6 miles, and then we would switch over to his Adios Pro 3s. And now he can do the whole 13 miles using these. But he gradually worked up to it because it requires a quicker pace. So you're not to take advantage of the energy return propulsion. Somebody said in the comments, because I told this was made for speed, not distance. Somebody made in the comments that like Kipchoge uses this for marathon. How can you say that this is not for distance, where he runs 26 miles? And I said, that's Kipchoge, where he can sprint the whole time for 2 hours. But if you're not, and you can only sprint for less than 2 minutes, then it's definitely just for speed and no distance at all. But you can work up to it. And now that Hero is finally using these for half marathons, we were happy to get a second pair so he could use these for long distance running. Okay, so that's today's review. I'll upload this ASAP. I'll see you guys in the next vlog. If you have any questions or comments, so the next one will be, I'll probably do a comparison video, and I'll definitely do an on-feet video next so you could see what it looks like walking around in these things. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like unboxing in this light, so you can see exactly what the color is like in this overcast conditions. Look at that.